I've been extremely fortunate to cultivate healthy professional relationships with principals and assistant principals who express compassion towards any unexpected family situations that have occurred over the course of my teaching career. Unfortunately, not every educator can say the same thing. Now, some admin have acted extremely totalitarian. When you give certain humans a little bit of power, their ego just boom. They may not necessarily be narcissists by nature, but they sure express alarming tendencies, adopting a me against you attitude all at the same time. Now, I always believe that the relationship between admin, teacher, and student should operate as a ladder where the admin supports the teacher, then the teacher supports the students, and then the students benefit from the top-down operation. It's a win-win situation at the end of the day. Sadly, most admin doesn't see it that way, going around a teacher to form this whole tag team wrestling relationship with the kids, giving educators the blues. In our story today, we will look at the situation with a couple from Kentucky. Shane and Jocelyn Sams had a traumatic experience in 2012 when their daycare was suspected of child abuse and their principal refused to consent for them to take an absence to handle that situation. Let's listen to their story.
We've not always been like entrepreneurs. We've not always even been business owners. We actually used to be school teachers in Southeast Kentucky. I was a history teacher. I coached football. Jocelyn was an elementary school librarian. And, you know, we probably would still be on that railroad track if something had not happened to us. And one day when I was going to school, I was taking my son to daycare. I was late for work and I was trying to get him in the daycare and I was trying to get him out of his car seat and he was like fighting me. And out of nowhere, my son looked up at me and said, "I want to stay with daddy. She scares me." And we would find out much later that there was actually a lot of like abuse going on in this daycare center. My son was being punished for potty training accidents. This lady was locking him in a bathroom for like hours at a time. So like when he would have a potty training accident, instead of helping him clean up, she would just put him in there and turn out the lights and leave him in there. Now, I didn't know this on this day. All I knew was that my son was telling me someone was scaring him. He told me the name of the lady. And I just had a bad feeling that I needed to stay home from work that day. The problem was I couldn't get a hold of Jocelyn. I couldn't get a hold of my boss. And, you know, I'm a teacher. I'm responsible for other people's kids. I taught high school juniors, dude. Like if I didn't get there, those kids would probably like burn down the building, right? Without like adult
Right.
supervision, you know? And I didn't have any information. So I actually took Isaac over to my little girls' daycare as a different building. And I said, "Hey, I'll be right back. I need to run in and tell my boss that I've got to take the day off work." So I actually went to work that day really fast, drove there really quickly, went down to my boss's office. And I told my boss, "Hey, something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but I need help. Can you watch my class? I know that it's too late to get a sub, but if you can watch my class for me, I can go investigate this and figure it out." And my boss asked me a question that was very surprising. She said, "Is your son in immediate danger right now?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. Not right now. He's somewhere else, but I can't leave him where he is right now all day." And my boss looked at me and said, "Mr. Sams, I know your son needs you, but your job needs you too. And you're going to have to handle your personal problems after work. I can't find a sub. I can't watch your class. You're going to have to deal with this after you get off work if your son's not in immediate danger."
Jeez.
And I actually got really mad and I left work that day. I said, "That's unacceptable." And I actually left and I went home and I went to try to figure out what was going on with my son. And that was kind of the day that I had made the decision I didn't want to work for anybody else anymore, because I realized in that moment that I had traded all my freedom for my income. And someone thought that they could tell me my child was not important, that my job was more important. And that was because they were giving me my paycheck. So that's actually what led me to searching for business podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we just heard was a prime example of admin ignoring the needs of the teacher in favor of what they say is best for the school, but really is what's best for them. Rather than work with them, the admin forced the Sams back against the wall, forcing them to face the reality. I never want this to happen again to me or my family. Sure, they could have just went to a new district or campus where working under a more understanding principal, but negative experiences just like this leave a bad taste in people's mouths. At the end of it, I don't blame them for not seeing resignation and rehire a new school as a optimal solution. This event served as a catalyst to start an online business, which allowed them to leave the profession forever back in 2013. Then that same year the Sams left, I had a poor first year teaching experience where I was asked to resign for private reasons. The admin requesting this resignation shattered the whole rose-colored glasses I was wearing when I saw education as this hot job security career, when in reality, it just proved differently. Despite my elders, relatives enjoying long 30 to 40 years in teaching, it's just not the case today. Man, I tell y'all, like, my rookie year showed me that you should never put your eggs in one basket. Hence why you see me doing this whole YouTube thing, leveraging my teaching experience to encourage and inform others in my same position. Since that time, I've done quite a bit of things on the side, but YouTube has proved to be very lucrative. If you're a teacher looking to start a channel because you're on the fence about your current career, or maybe you love teaching but you want a little side income through videos, then I suggest giving YouTube Tubebuddy a try. The beauty about using Tubebuddy, especially if you're a first-time YouTuber, is that you can get over those early channel struggles, help you to accurately search for what content people are actually watching. So that way you're not wasting time just randomly making videos. And when you make thumbnails, you can make different versions of those thumbnails, A and B testing them, like which thumbnail are people clicking most on and which thumbnail are people not clicking most on. Which image is getting the most attention from the viewer and which isn't, and assigning that proper thumbnail appropriately so that way you advance your time and stats on YouTube. And see, most noob YouTubers just throw like spaghetti at the wall, and I was one of them, to just see what sticks. But that doesn't mean you have to do that. What is it? I know people may get mad at me quoting this, but Hov did that. So hopefully you won't have to go through that. That's why I'm sharing this with you. If you're interested in starting a YouTube channel as a teacher, consider Tubebuddy. I have a discount link in the pinned comment below. That daycare and principal dismissal caused Shane and Jocelyn Sams to become millionaires, building an online empire over the course of a decade, selling digital products, branding their Flip lifestyle podcast where they help people learn how to do what they have done successfully. And their own hustle had a large impact on my own internet pursuits, which is why I began to sell a text-to-audio ELAR product line on Teachers Pay Teachers, create a Gumroad and Udemy course for configuring Vimeo OTT membership sites, and even a Tubebuddy suggestion you saw me mention earlier, which does allow me to receive a commission when people purchase an account. The biggest takeaway I want to give viewers from this video is to really try not to have all your eggs in one basket. If teaching gives you fulfillment, that's wonderful, because I still feel the same way as of right now. But I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Teaching right now has a shelf life, especially since times are unpredictable moving into the future, and as violence in the classroom begins to just ramp up even more, we have to take advantage of the teaching schedule because it allows you to build on the side, so you'll always have something going on. I use this schedule to build websites, write articles, create the videos that you see here on this channel, and other things that's not hard to find on the internet. I've curated these experiences into 8 digital careers that do not require any formal education right here in this video.